Zoom! Zoom! What's that noise? That scampering sound of little paws running as fast as they can over hardwood floors. What could it be? Answer: the Zoomies. Zoomies is the nickname for a tendency that a lot of cats have for running up and down the house as fast as possible for seemingly no reason at all. Cats can seem kind of nutty, and this can be a great example of them behaving in a way that can cause humans to think that they're a little crazy. It's not a bad thing to be, after all. But is that the only explanation for the Zoomies, or is there more to it? In this video, we're going to look at 10 explanations for the dreaded Zoomies, including 5 that are directly linked to your behavior. But before we dive in, why not subscribe and join our feline-loving community for more tips and tricks to help you care for your kitty? Explanation number 1. Sometimes the simplest explanation is the right one. One of the most common reasons that your cat might be running up and down the house is because they have a lot of excess pent-up energy. House cats sleep for a lot of the day, a legacy of their wild ancestors who would have had to conserve their energy so that they would be better at hunting. But it really doesn't take much energy to hunt down and kill a bowl full of kibble, so your kitty ends up with a lot of energy that they need to work off. Why not work it off by running around like a headless chicken? There are crazier ways to do it. Explanation number 2. Speaking of hunting, another explanation for the Zoomies is that your kitty could be on the chase. No, don't worry, you don't need to start checking for mice whenever you see your kitty running up and down. If they are chasing something, then it's probably a bug. But it's equally likely that they're chasing nothing at all. Cats will often play by pretending to hunt various toys, rolling balls across the room with their paws so that they can chase after it, or trying to catch the laser pointer. Chasing after some imaginary prey isn't too big of a step up, and in fact, the prey might not even be imaginary, even if it isn't a bug or a toy. Cats' eyes are very sensitive to changes in light, picking up on subtle changes that we can't see. This is thought to be the explanation for the creepy feline habit of staring into thin air like they've just seen a ghost, and it could also be what they are chasing when they run through the house. Explanation number 3. For some reason, a lot of cats will insist on doing a Zoomie's victory lap after a successful visit to the litter box. Scientists aren't sure whether it's just their way of celebrating a job well done, or whether it's an expression of relief at no longer having to go, or even whether it's their way of shaking off any itching or discomfort. It might even be to literally shake off any dingleberries stuck to their fur. So maybe keep an eye on your cat's butt when they do this if you value your carpets. If your cat keeps running up and down after every litter box visit and seems especially frantic or discomfited, you could also consider getting them checked out by a vet, as in rare cases this can be indicative of parasites. Explanation number 4. One of the most frustrating things about the Zoomies is the times of day at which it can happen. Your cat has all day to run up and down like they're training for the next Olympics, but so often they decide that they need to get in those extra hours of practice at night, meaning that you end up trying to sleep amidst the sounds of loud, nocturnal scampering. The nocturnal element is the real reason why they do this. Unlike us humans, who are diurnal, meaning that we're most active during the day, cats are crepuscular, meaning that they're most active at dawn and at dusk. Obviously, they're active during the day as well. That's when you guys hang out. But they're not bound to the hours of daylight. Just as you're likely to catch your fur baby snoozing in daytime, so you'll see, or much more likely hear, them running around at night. Explanation number 5. Bang! One of the most likely triggers for a fit of the Zoomies is a loud noise. Cats are terrified of loud sounds. Their hearing is a lot more sensitive than ours, and so noises that are already loud to us can sound deafening to them. Not to mention, cats evolved in an environment where they had a lot of dangerous predators. This is the reason why they like to hide in boxes or perch in high-up places, and it's the reason why loud, unexpected sounds freak them out so much. If you accidentally drop something and your kitty zooms off like a rocket ship, then the reason for that particular bout of the Zoomies should be fairly obvious. Explanation number 6. Cats love attention, and normally that's fine by us. Who doesn't want to spend some time spoiling their furry little baby? But sometimes humans have other things going on and might be too distracted to give their kitties the attention that they clearly deserve. Namely, all our attention. All of it. So how can a cat get back to the forefront of their cat parent's mind? By being loud and obnoxious, of course. Running up and down the house, potentially even bumping into any poor humans who happen to get in the way, accidentally on purpose, is a great way for your cat to get themselves some sweet, sweet attention, potentially followed by some rewarding pets and treats. Explanation number 7. Cats are very good at picking up on the energy of the humans around them. Like all domestic pets, this is pretty key for their survival. Without their ability to pick up on when we feel happy or sad, they wouldn't be nearly as successful as house pets. This isn't to say that we humans would be outright kicking our kitties out of the house if they weren't so good at understanding our feelings. Stick insects remain popular pets after all, and they have no sense of emotional sensitivity whatsoever. But they probably wouldn't enjoy the worldwide mega popularity that they have today. One side effect of your cat being on your wavelength, however, is that they can pick up when you're feeling excited and energized. If you're all excited about getting a job offer or meeting somebody you might be falling in love with, then your cat will likely pick up on it and choose to express this sympathetic excitement by zooming up and down your living room. Explanation number 8. A bout of the Zoomies can also be a great way for a cat to harmlessly express frustration when things aren't going their way. If you had to disrupt their daily routine, for example, Zoomies. You won't give them a bite of the delicious food on your plate, for the sole stupid and pointless reason that they wouldn't actually enjoy it, and there's a high chance it would make them sick? Zoomies. You had to take them to the vet? Zoomies. These protest Zoomies may seem like the feline equivalent of marching up and down a picket line, but it's more like when you come home after a hard day at work and decide to go for a jog to work off your frustration. It's not about trying to annoy you out of revenge, that's just a happy side effect. It's about them having to work off that excess energy somehow. Explanation number 9. The cutest reason why your fur baby might get a bout of the Zoomies every now and again is that they're just super excited. About what, you may ask? About you, of course. It can be easy to forget as you go about your everyday humdrum life that to your kitty, whether they'd like to admit it or not, you're the most important person in the world, and the most powerful person they know. It's like you're a combination of a major celebrity, the president, and God. Is it any wonder that when they see you coming, they get a little overexcited? Think of your kitty's Zoomies when you walk in the door as the equivalent of a little kid jumping up and down because mum or dad came home from work. Did you know that some cats have such a strong bond with their owners that they start considering themselves as their kids? Check out this video to learn how to tell whether your cat secretly thinks they're your child.